Hey guys, Ken Maxfield, the Hide Guy, and here's your market recap for week ending October 19th, 2018. Week started out last week for Packers with most carrying in the same offer list as the week prior. Looks like a lot of the offer lists were dominated by jumbo and super jumbo selections. But overall, all selections offered were on the list here for the last couple weeks. Asking prices were unchanged with the week prior. As far as cow hides, a lot of producers entered again last week with offer list unchanged from the week prior as well. As far as interest last week on big packer hides, there were decent interest coming from Chinese tanners on a number of different selections, and actually interest overall was good coming from tanners from several different countries is what I was trying to say. Excuse me there. The one thing about the Chinese tanners' interest was they were looking for very specific shipments. They were wanting shipments to arrive before the 1st of January. The packers on countering as well as the processors were explaining to the tanners that they could not guarantee arrival by the 1st of January since they don't control the containers. They were, however, willing to offer a guarantee as far as the explant when countering orders. Unfortunately, it looks as if tanners and producers couldn't get on the same page as far as that, and it's believed to be that there's a considerable amount of bids that were not able to be concluded last week. That said, I think there was some decent sales done last week. I think on popular selections, trading levels were steady. I think on less popular selections, such as jumbos and lighter weight hides, you were down anywhere from $1 to $3, depending on the selection. End of the day, that should result in an export report this Thursday, a little better than what we saw last week. Speaking of the export report, we saw last week 386,000 wet salted hides sold and 55,000 wet blue hides. We have once again another week where combined sales comes in about 100,000 hides, under the harvest. That's continuing a trend. We've seen that now 17 out of the last 20 weeks, somewhere in that neighborhood like that. It's just looks as if we continue to accrue hides out there. So, again, last week, though, I think it was a reasonable week of sales, maybe better than the week before, but I don't know if we've sold a week's worth of production. So on the cow hides, bit of a mixed bag. Some guys are saying they had some decent sales. Some people have even made comments, some of their best sales they've seen in months, where other people are saying, their sales just weren't that great and didn't have that many hides sold. So we're going to call it, even keel, no change from what we've been seeing. Prices, for the most part, steady. Maybe $0.50 down. No great shakes there. Harvest last week came in at $6.25. Reason we fell off the boat, in my opinion, is we had packers having to pay more for live cattle, trying to slow the roll of the people who own the cattle. So I think we're going to see that slaughter be a little bit more towards the $6.15, $6.25 level here for the next week or two. Let some of those cattle start to back up a little bit. I think packers want to get that live price back down, maintain their margins, and so that's why I think you're going to see a little bit off the top, as they would say, as far as the harvest this week and next. Looking around the world, the situation in Brazil remains unchanged. A lot of hides for sale down there, folks. As far as wet blue, 60 cents is probably the right price for TR1s. I know people have said they bought it less. I can't confirm that. A lot of lower grade material for sale as well. Check it in with our friends in Europe. They're telling us that producers have a number of hides for sale. Male hides remain the easiest to sell. I don't mean to overstate that. There's enough demand to keep them moving. I don't think anybody's blowing the doors off as far as purchases there. Cows remain a nightmare for people. They can't get enough sold. Ox heifers, it seems that that's a struggle. If you want to trade, you can certainly take multiple dollars lower than your ask. You can sell a lot. Most people don't want to do that. So a bit of a stalemate there as to what's going on. Looking at over to Australia, the drought continues. Numbers still higher than a year ago. Larger numbers, underlying pressure in the marketplace. Downward pressure in most every other country of the world. Australia is following. They're having to trade hides slightly lower in order to keep things moving. Looking ahead to next week, I tend to believe that we're probably going to see offer lists pretty well populated again, especially on the big packer side. I tend to think these guys are hanging on to their hides a little too long, trying to play the market, hoping that they're going to see all this fourth quarter demand come in, and because this is the usual busy season. That said, I tend to think that we're trailing levels of a year ago on leather orders, and I don't see how that's going to change. So, I guess my opinion is if I were a producer, I would continue to sell into the market. I think there's more downside to this market than there is upside for the time being. They are going to get a little break, being the Packers. We're going to see that kill come off a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough in order to make a difference. So if prices are going to change, I'm guessing lower before they go higher. That's it for now. Ken Maxwell, the Hide Guy. Check out my website, www.themaxfieldreport.com. I offer free 14-day, no obligation trials. Thanks, and we'll talk to you next week.